Part 298. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2971. Tai Shuji's mouth has always been very fast. It can directly invade people's hearts at every turn, making people feel scalp numb. At this moment, it is actually gradually exerting strength. At least at this moment, Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy, was already trembling with anger, and the posture of gnashing his teeth was also vividly displayed. At this moment, I really can't stabilize my mentality. All this gaudy talk is saying that Su Qin's son belongs to his uncle Ji? He Su Qin is the receiver? Raising a son for others for so many years? Enough. Uncle Ji. Don't be ignorant of flattery. There are some things, don't talk nonsense. My son must be my son, absolutely impossible to be your son. Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy, was obviously confused, and now he seemed a little out of choice. I didn't say that your son is my son. What are you so excited about? Could it be that there's something tricky about it? Deputy Palace Master Su Qin, don't lose your temper. Ah, this is not worth it? That's the way it is, but don't think too much about it. I didn't say anything, you said it yourself. This is the inner demon you planted yourself. If you are eroded by the inner demon when the thunder disaster comes, you can't blame me. The great uncle shrugged, and while talking, he smiled frankly. Good guy, all kinds of strategies have been used. He roared with excitement at every turn. Anyway, that was probably what it meant from the beginning to the end. Pure and true. Thoughts gather here, and feelings also become swaying. Fang Fan watched the cheap master talking and couldn't help shrugging. This is the master he knew. As for Bai Piao, he had already widened his eyes excitedly and poked his ears, listening to these gossip. From time to time, I have to follow the socket. At this moment, there were bursts of whispering voices around, most of them were talking about this matter. The focus of the focus is naturally Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy. This guy originally came forward to provoke him, and originally wanted to stand in front of Tai Shuji with the posture of a successful man to show his majestic and heroic appearance. I really didn't expect to shoot myself in the foot. How could he have imagined that Tai Shuji was never the kind of person who was bound by trifles? Every now and then, it starts to explode. Now he is involved in it and cannot extricate himself. Now I'm afraid these people are talking in their hearts that he is a green turtle. Hateful. Damn it. Uncle Ji. Su Qin, deputy head of Yuanji Academy, gritted his teeth and roared in his heart. But in front of the public, he can only endure, silently endure. No matter what, he is the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy. This time, on behalf of Yuanji Academy, they are here to receive these participating students and mentors from Guangming Academy. Moreover, there are also two demigod powerhouses standing there at Guangming Academy, and he can't slack off at will. Hold on, you must hold on. This matter can't get bigger, otherwise, I will be the one who is ashamed. With this in mind, the veins on Su Qin's forehead, the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy, protruded all over the place. At this moment, I can't wait to show my decisiveness in killing. Hee hee. Hee hee hee. Brother Tai still likes to joke like before. Just now, I was just joking. Since Uncle Tai came to Yuanji Academy this time, must Uncle Tai also have disciples to participate in the competition? At that time, I will definitely arrange for the students of Yuanji Academy to take good care of Brother Tai's precious disciple. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2972. Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy, said in a sinister manner, in fact, this is a threat. If it were someone else, maybe they would really feel terrified and uneasy, and then they might be scared directly. But for Tai Shuji, such a threat is useless. With two ace disciples Fang Fan and Bai Biao coming, what is there to be afraid of on the field? When the time comes, just beat it up. Needless to say the rest, this kind of thing shows such a proud attitude. Arrogant, but with an infinite sense of crushing. No problem. Go ahead. My apprentices' big swords have long been starving and thirsty. They really want to see how powerful these students from Yuanqi Academy are. Hey, especially my apprentice named Fang Fan, that's even more so. He told me before that it is enough for our Guangming Academy to send him alone. He is completely capable of challenging Yuanqi Academy. All students in grades 1 to 4. Really, this guy is too arrogant. I reprimanded him at the time. Even if you have such ability, can you do it like this? Our Guangming Academy and Yuanqi Academy both insist on a friendly cooperative relationship. We must give them some face, right? At that time, if we really match up with Yuanqi Academy, for the sake of Vice Palace Master Su Qin, it will be enough to win 5 consecutive victories and 10 consecutive victories. Don't always think about winning 100 victories. It's not good. The great Uncle Ji gradually started Versailles, and then directly pulled Fang Fan out. This is all because he wants to use Fang Fan as a shield. Needless to say the rest, this feeling is especially real. A wave of feeling, at this moment there is a very strong desire to sigh. From beginning to end, that's what happened. True and clear. And Fang Fan, at this moment, has become Tai Shuji's toolman when he goes to Versailles. Uncle Ji gave a hint with his eyes, obviously wanting Fang Fan to cooperate. Fang Fan's scalp was numb from the show. Good guy, what a good guy. At this moment, Fang Fan can only express these emotions. This kind of thing should go to Bai Biao. This guy is already very excited, this guy is bragging, and he never brings drafts. Best for the Versailles scene. As for Fang Fan, he really seemed quite embarrassed at the moment. It's so embarrassing to pick your feet. Isn't it good to burst your mind? For Fang Fan, he could only tell the truth. He. Is this the disciple that Uncle Tai is proud of? A 2-star mid-level cultivation base. Is this still a first-year freshman? Has Guangming Academy become so impoverished now? First-year freshmen need to use 2-star sanctuary level to fill their numbers. This is Guangming Academy. Perhaps, it's not the problem of the Guangming Academy, but that Brother Tai has really made no achievements in these years. So take out a 2-star sanctuary level disciple, and want to try your luck at the exchange match. If you defeat an opponent who has exhausted all your energy, you might be famous all over the world. Ha 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 ha. Su Qin, deputy head of the Yuanqi Academy, clutched his stomach, and laughed so joyously and excitedly. At this moment, I can finally come up with something to fully mock. For Su Qin, the deputy head of Yuanqi Academy, this is the best counterattack. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2973. He was humiliated like that just now, so he couldn't bear it now, and directly revealed the violent feeling in his heart. At this moment, I happened to see that the apprentice Tai Shuja had brought out to pretend to be only a 2-star sanctuary realm. Naturally it was difficult to hide all kinds of emotions in my heart. Tisk, tisk tisk. Fang Fan boy, someone actually underestimated you. How skinny is this guy? This is exactly Pippy Shrimp. Boy Fang Fan, if you weren't too young, you would definitely be able to challenge the entire Yuanqi Academy. What is this? Bai Biao on the side raised his head and chest, and also became excited. Anyway, what he showed was his strength and invincibility. Needless to say anything else, this gesture is too real. Fang Fan couldn't help but shrug his shoulders when Tai Shuji and Bai Piao were so flattering with each other. Don't you know the reason for pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger? What are you doing so blithely now? Really are. Brother Tai, is this also your apprentice? How come one is more arrogant than the other? Su Qin, the deputy head of Yuanji Academy, sneered, then glared at Fang Fan. This student, let me ask you honestly, what kind of combat power are you? There are even fourth-year students in the 7-star sanctuary realm in my Yuanji Academy. What? Do you think that if you face the elite students of the 7-star sanctuary realm who came to my Yuanji Academy, you will be able to fight against it? The corners of Su Qin's mouth slightly raised, the deputy head of Yuanji Academy, was madly provoking. The posture is vividly displayed. Others don't need to say much for the time being, this time is such an attitude. This seems so real. Isn't this, as long as you have hands? Fang Fan pondered for a while, and then said solemnly from the side. What Fang Fan said is indeed the truth. He has 10 servant gods of the wild gods under his command. At critical times, he can directly use the power of the servant gods of the wild gods. This is his most convenient feature. Among his 10 servant gods of the wild gods, there are 4 divine pets, the highest level 6-star early stage sanctuary, and 4 heroes, all 5-star mid-stage sanctuary. Other than that, it's Huanggan father and son. However, because Huanggan and his son were not by Fang Fan's side all the time, Fang Fan dispatched 2 places and placed them on the 2 blood shuras of the Blood Shura Legion. It is obvious that the top 10 legions under Fang Fan's command have been fully promoted in the 3rd-class Light Alliance Temple in the Qingtian Sanctuary before, and now they are all the existence of the 7-star Peak Sanctuary. Under such conditions, Fang Fan can completely use the power of the 7-star Peak Sanctuary, and even stronger. Of course, these are Fang Fan's trump cards, and they were never used until the critical moment. Snort. Big words. The face of Su Qin, the deputy head of Yuanji Academy, suddenly turned cold. He originally wanted to make Fang Fan retreat in spite of the difficulties, but who knew that instead of retreating, Fang Fan became more arrogant and arrogant. What the hell, can you bear it? The mentality collapsed in an instant. The posture of gnashing teeth is displayed, and the killing intent in the eyes is fully displayed. The attitude is very real. Blush. Deputy Palace Master Su Qin, is your layout so big now? Isn't it a routine thing to fight beyond a few levels? What's the point of being able to win at the same level? It's normal for the apprentices I've taught to kill enemies across several levels. Does Vice Palace Master Su Qin think this is so incredible? That's it? Could it be that the students of Yuanji Academy can't leapfrog to kill the enemy? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2974. Tai Shuji's words are becoming more and more ecstatic. Feeling trembling inexplicably at this moment. That's it? Isn't it ridiculous? Unable to stabilize his mentality, he directly followed the full-scale bombardment. Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy, was so angry. No matter how patient I am at this moment, I still want to roar a few times. Extremely jerk. Too arrogant. It's just too arrogant. How could this be so? Damn bastard. Leapfrogging and killing enemies is a privilege only possessed by evildoers. Why is it so easy when you come to your place? Ah, this? Can't you just take it easy? It really doesn't look like that. Brother Tai, what you said is a bit too big. Hee hee. Who can't brag? At that time, on the field, we really have to fight with real swords and guns. Don't be cowardly when the time comes. Snort. It will be a joke then. Extremely ridiculous. Su Qin, deputy head of the Yuanji Academy, gritted his teeth, and roared with dissatisfaction. Needless to say the rest, this gesture is very pure and true. Deputy Su Qin's main reason is that he doesn't believe it, so it can be compared. BB is nothing. Tai Shiji shrugged, his face full of indifference. Okay, okay. Teacher granduncle, don't say a few words. We just came to Yuanji Academy, so don't make trouble. Don't hurt the peace of the two families. If you really want to compete at that time, you can do whatever you want when you get to the friendly match. Shui Wanren, deputy head of the Guangming Academy, acted as a peacemaker at the moment, and immediately talked with each other. It's not good to be too arrogant just now. In all aspects, I really need to follow along. After all, Yuanji Academy is the host at this moment. Although it is said that their Guangming Academy is not afraid of this Yuanji Academy, they still have to give this face. Yeah, it's not a big deal at all, let's forget it. It's better for us to go and rest first. Wan Han, the first-class saint of the Temple of the Light Alliance, nodded silently, and then followed suit. This Wan Han saint is another demigod powerhouse who accompanied and protected the flying battleship of Guangming Academy. Now the two demigod powerhouses on the side of the light camp have followed suit, and there is no need to say anything about the rest. Although Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy, felt extremely resentful, he also knew a measure and measure. This is Yuanji Academy. If it is really unpleasant at the entrance of Yuanji Academy, it is really not good. After all, he is only the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy. Moreover, the deputy palace master in Yuanji Academy does not know how many. As soon as I thought about it, many things appeared naturally. The feeling is in place, and the mentality is also fully raised. Then listen to the two of you. The front is the rest place that our Yuanji Academy prepared for you. I still have a lot of things to do here, so let's go first. If you need anything, just ask. Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanji Academy, had a dark face, and then gave a few instructions, and then ran away. The matter has come to this point, it is useless to say more. Now that we have reached this point, what else can we say? That's the situation, that's the thing. Walking to the resting place, the smile on Tai Shuji's face never restrained from beginning to end. It was really fun just now. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2975. Cool. It's so cool. Comfortable. Really comfortable. That's how it feels. When I think of that bastard Su Qin's blackened face, I feel happy. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. That's how it feels. How happy it is. Tai Shiji took a deep breath, the excitement on his face was beyond words, and his whole body became ecstatic. The excitement in the eyes at this moment is beyond words. Master, you and the Su Qin had a lot of grievances. The grievances and hatred from the beginning have continued to the present. What the hell happened? Why is this guy promoted to demigod now? Master, your pace is a bit slow. Bai Piao raised her eyebrows, and then dismantled the stage. When this guy said this, he was clearly doing something. In an instant, Tai Shuji's expression changed. This despicable villain. Humph. Even if he has achieved the position of true god, I can't look down on him. Actually, we are from the same school. I have been taking him to practice at the beginning. Although he is not very talented in cultivation, he is good at drilling camps, so his cultivation has gradually improved. I didn't expect that he would sneak into my head. Once I went out on a mission and was seriously injured, so I had to open a nearby cave to repair the injury. It's just that I didn't expect that someone could be so despicable. At that time, Su Qin was traveling with me. I asked him to report back so that Yunyang didn't have to worry. It's just that this despicable villain actually said that I was dead in battle after going back. Then took advantage of this time to poach my corner. This bastard has ulterior motives. Because Yunyang's father is the old master of Yuanji Academy, a supreme powerhouse in the demigod realm, he wants to rely on this big tree to be so despicable and shameless. Afterwards, this bastard actually wanted to send someone to assassinate me. If I hadn't noticed it in advance, I'm afraid I would have been killed by him. If there is a chance, I will definitely tear him apart. Taishuji clenched his teeth, and the gesture of gnashing his teeth was vividly displayed. At this moment, thinking secretly in my heart, my eyebrows rose in an all-round way. The mentality is completely unbearable. Just want to explode completely. After the eruption, everything collapsed. That is it. Fang Fan stood aside and groaned silently. On the surface, Taishuji seemed to be quite casual, and his tone was very flat, but the depressive feeling in his words was very real. This is really moved and really angry. Boundless anger surged up. How could he relax casually at this moment? Uncle G must also want to kill the enemy with his own hands. I am afraid that he has tried countless times, but it is a pity that the enemy's strength is getting stronger. However, Taishuji was caught in the demon of revenge and could not extricate himself, so his cultivation base has been stuck in the high-level holy state, and it is difficult to make any progress. At this moment, Fang Fan's mentor understands Taishuji's mood very well. Master's previous record of one-on-one defeating a demigod powerhouse and retreating, should be the one against Su Qin, right? Fang Fan pondered for a while, and then followed up from the side. Uncle G silently nodded. Back when he had just entered the demigod realm, I challenged him. Just a little bit, I can die together with him. It's a pity that in the end, finally, the old master of my Yuanji Academy came. Why? Taishuji shook his head with a look of regret. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2976. At this moment, Taishuji naturally has a lot of regrets in his heart. But life is like this, it is made up of many, many regrets. There is no life without any regrets. I have been obsessed with this matter all these years, but I have let myself fall into my own nightmare. So the cultivation base has been stagnant. Hey, you can't go my old way. When it comes to emotional matters, you must have your own subjective line. Taishuji was deeply moved, and then he was even more worthy of admonishment. From the perspective of Taishuji, she has also experienced it, so she naturally knows more about these things. So it seems natural to have these sentiments. In fact, that is the case. Thinking about this, his eyes couldn't help but become smoother. Everyone in Guangming Academy waited for a few days in Yuanji Academy, and then the friendly match started. Today is the opening ceremony of the friendly match between universities and colleges. It probably means that everyone will meet each other, have a chat, and discuss the relevant regulations of the competition. Walking into the arena of the competition, one glanced at the past, and there was a sea of people. The ups and downs are quite spectacular. All the big shots are here. That's the deputy head of Guangming Academy. The saints of the first-class Temple of the Light Alliance are also present. The deputy master of the Dark School and the saint of the first-class Dark Temple are also in place. That's the master of Yuanji Academy and several deputy masters. Oh my god, they're all there. The three universities have dispatched at least one deputy palace master. Hey. There are almost 10 demigods from the three universities and the two temples. In addition, there are several demigods in other high-level colleges. That's the Dean of Daybreak College, a demigod exists. The Dean of Nether Academy is also a demigod existence. Hey. If you look at it this way, only the demigod level bosses can have some attractiveness, and the prestige of the rest of them is completely covered up, no one cares at all. The tutor of the Holy Venerable Realm is also a top-tier existence in an ordinary college. I didn't expect that the sense of existence is so low now. This huge scene is exciting to watch. Interesting. It's really interesting. Take a good look. Take a good look. The more you watch, the more exciting you are. Don't be crowded, everyone is here, as long as you can see it. Boiling against the sky. Huge crowds. The scene of heavy traffic swept over and completely created the excitement. Among the heavens, the three universities shocked the past and the present. The Bright Academy, the Dark Academy and the Yuanji Academy are naturally the top existences. But in addition to these three universities, there are dozens of colleges. The combat power of these colleges may not be able to compete with the three universities, but in general, they are not bad at all. On the momentum, directly followed by a comprehensive crush. Inexplicably, it makes people feel frightened and uneasy. At this moment, their lips are trembling, and they are completely confused. As for the others, naturally there is no need to say more. Among the dozens of colleges, there are also some strong colleges, even compared with the three colleges, they are only one line behind. For example, such powerful existences as Daybreak Academy and Nether Academy. Needless to say, the deans of Daybreak Academy and Nether Academy are supreme existences in the semi-divine realm. Among the heavens, demigods are respected. As long as a family possesses the presence of a demigod realm, it can become one of the top first-rank powers. An academy, too. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 2977. The influence of a strong person on a power is really too big, too big. The imperceptible sense of oppression swept over, inexplicably making people feel panicked. Needless to say the rest for the time being, this time the thoughts are gathered here, and I will be inexplicably shocked. Why? What's wrong with this Yuanji Academy? I don't know how to open the gate a little wider. It's really, so crowded, how do you get in? This arrangement is inappropriate. What are these for? What the hell? This has to be followed by a wave of criticism. This doesn't seem to be the case at all. Can't we arrange the time and enter one by one? Bai Piao's gaze scanned the front, and then he followed up with a full-fledged complaint. While talking, he couldn't help but glanced at his mouth and said, "Brother Bai Piao, you don't know this is the excellence of Yuanji Academy. Using this method can pull up this popularity, which makes people feel a sense of shock deep in their hearts inexplicably. If you use other methods, it may not have such an effect. After all, this exchange match was held in Yuanji Academy, and Yuanji Academy naturally needs to worry about these things. From this point of view, Yuanji Academy is actually quite clever." Gisha put his hands behind his back, and then said with emotion from the side, "Cut. I know how to do these fancy things. The structure of Yuanji Academy is just like this. You need to be strong to strike iron. If you want face, you have to let their students win it in the martial arts arena. What's the use of doing this mess? No one will care at all. Really are. Just looking at it makes my scalp tingle." Zhuoqiuyao stretched his waist, and then followed up with a comprehensive complaint. At the same time, his eyes lit up, and he continued to speak. "This time I must break through this Yuanji Academy. I was a first-year freshman in the last session. I represented the first-year Guangming Academy in the competition. I didn't expect these bastards from Yuanji Academy to play tricks. This time I want him to spit it all out." Zhuoqiuyao squinted his eyes, and then he snorted coldly, and the light in his eyes became more and more intense. This time the thoughts gathered here, and the whole person became ecstatic. Zhuo Qiuyao is still very confident about his current combat power. Not long after he entered the 3rd grade, he was already a 6-star early-stage sanctuary realm existence. This is indeed a rare peerless genius among the 3rd grade students. Zhuo Qiuyao was talking, and then his eyes lit up, as if he suddenly remembered something. He turned his head to look at Fang Fan. "Brother Fang Fan, I heard from Brother Bai Biao earlier that you are going to fight this time." Zhuo Qiuyao said a proper term, and then his face couldn't help showing excitement. The so-called counter-war, in fact, is simply to challenge the 2nd year and even higher grade students of various universities and colleges as first-year students. After all, according to the rules of the competition, all colleges and universities start to fight from the 1st grade. After the 1st grade competition is over, it will be the turn of the 2nd grade and higher grades. If you have a chance at that time, try it. Didn't the school say that if you win one more game, you can continue to double your credits on the basis of 1,000,000 credits? Fang Fan is a very down-to-earth person, his credits are doubled continuously. Isn't that good? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2978. In the card auction system, Fang Fan actually still has many favorite cards, but unfortunately he cannot afford to buy them. If there is such an opportunity now, Fang Fan will naturally not miss it. The great opportunity is right in front of you. If you don't cherish it, you will be blind for nothing. Fang Fan squinted his eyes secretly, thinking to himself. The gleam in his eyes grew more and more. This makes more sense. Brother Fang Fan is so brave. If Brother Fang Fan is on the stage, no one else will have anything to do. But Brother Fang Fan, no matter what, you should be more rigorous, don't be careless. There are many eyes around here that have been staring at you. Be careful and make no big mistakes. If you are too aggressive, you may be targeted by them. Brother Fang Fan, you should understand what I mean. Zhuo Qiuyao pondered for a while, and then said very seriously from the side. In this matter, it is better to be serious, and not to slack off easily. Otherwise, it may be directly cooled. After cooling down, I still played with a hammer. I know this. But if they dare to do something like this, I will let him come and go. Fang Fan smiled indifferently. He still had the ability to protect himself. Brother Fang Fan, haven't you heard of extreme 1-for-1? This is the usual method of the dark camp. Brother Fang Fan, if they find out that your talent is too high, it is very likely that they will directly consume a saint who has no potential to come directly to Brother Fang Fan and blew himself up. Call. If that time comes, the situation will be really harsh. Zhuo Qiuyao looked at Fang Fan with disapproval at all, and then hurriedly continued to persuade him. In matters of life safety, there is really no size. Although Fang Fan is so strong, so what? For now, is it possible to fight with the entire Dark Temple? Even if Fang Fan has unlimited potential in the future, he still has to face the current situation now. Persistence is very necessary. Brother Zhuo Qiu, don't worry. This so-called extreme 1-for-1 strategy is meaningless to me. If they want to do this at that time, I want to see how many useless saints they have that they can use to explode themselves. Fang Fan smiled calmly, and then all kinds of brilliance gathered in his eyes. If it is true that the trash sage from the dark camp blew himself up in a targeted manner, Fang Fan can take refuge in the small world of Shushan Pavilion temporarily. Just come out later, it's not too much trouble anyway. Zhuo Qiuyao wriggled his lips and wanted to persuade him, but was interrupted by Bai Biao. Brother Zhuo Qiu, don't worry about Fang Fan. This guy has a lot of weird tricks. No one knows what it will turn out to be. Hold on, Just hold on, don't worry at all. I can see how this guy is about to act aggressively on the field. Hey, hey, the highlight moment that belongs to me, by Piao, is coming soon. There are so many demigods and saints gathered here. These people have a lot of star cores. If it can be searched clean. Tisk, tisk tisk. I want to gamble. Bai Piao's eyes lit up, and then he said resolutely. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2979. In fact, it was the so-called gamble effect that inspired Bai Piao to come here in the first place. This guy has been staring at the gambling table in his heart, even to the point where he doesn't think about food or tea. How erratic. For the sake of gambling, you can do whatever it takes. In the end, it's still such a little thing. However, I have to say that in such an environment, if you can really set up a gambling table, the benefits you can get are still very considerable. But from a comprehensive point of view, it seems that it is not so easy to achieve this goal. There are quite a lot of things involved in it, and if you are a little careless, you may immerse yourself in it and cannot extricate yourself. Thinking about this, the whole person becomes smug, that's all. Let's talk after we go in. In this kind of occasion, maybe in order to maintain the so-called face, the gamble will not be allowed. Fang Fan shrugged, and then said calmly from the side. Bai Piao's eyes widened in an instant, and then he was stunned. Good guy, what you said is completely digging out his heart. That's what he's thinking about. If he can't carry it out to the end, the greatest significance of this trip will be lost. Impossible. Fang Fan boy, don't scare me. There will be anywhere in the gambling market. Humph. If there is a game, there must be a gamble. It's just that some places are very shameless. They are only allowed to engage in gambling by themselves, and we are not allowed to sit on the bank. Damn it, I've made a lot of money, and I don't know how to share it with God. Just like the Colosseum before, how shameless. Bai Piao secretly complained in his heart. Anyway, his thoughts had been seduced by gambling bugs. Let's go. Hurry up and go in. Those big shots are all in, and we're the only ones left. Fang Fan stretched, then glanced at the gradually thinning crowd, and then told everyone to prepare to go directly. Hey. Finally able to go in. It's really, these people like to engage in these fancy rituals, why don't they feel that there is a sense of ritual? Just take it out for a game, don't you have to waste time here? Why? Formalism is too serious. Zhou Qiuyao curled his lips, looking unhappy. How good would it be to finish the fight early and get out early, and then get the reward early? There is a hammer for those flower heads. Brother Zhuoqiu, let's just listen to these words. If someone listens to this, it may cause trouble. Brother Zhuoqiu, it's not like you don't know, those people's eyes are bright now. Guisha reminded from the side. Hee, I can't even say a few words. Yuanqi Academy doesn't even have this measure. That would really look wasteful. Let's go through the procedure, and have a sense of ritual. These unnecessary things are really a headache. Zhou Qiuyao shrugged, thinking to himself, and then complained from the side. Needless to say, the rest for the time being, the expression of the mind this time is particularly real. After entering the exhibition hall, there is a huge high platform in the middle, and there are many arenas for competitions around it. In addition, there are positions placed one after another around the perimeter. From low to high, it appears to be in order. In order to create a sensational effect, Yuanqi Academy summoned nearly all the students from the entire academy to be spectators. In addition, there were also many idlers from various universities and colleges who also came to join in the fun. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2980. In fact, for those who really need to participate in the competition, each school or college prepares hundreds of people from each grade, which is considered too much. Competitors from dozens of college students are integrated together, and there are only a few thousand people. And in this huge exhibition hall, it is no exaggeration to say that there are 100,000 people. Crowds of people, a piece of orderly. This looked too oppressive. Inexplicably, he took a deep breath, and he couldn't help but feel flustered. This time the thoughts gathered here, and the eyes couldn't help but follow suit. Once it feels in place, the rest becomes real. Fang Fan exhaled a turbid breath, thinking to himself, the facial expression changed very realistically. Everyone, be quiet. Be quiet for a while. I am Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanqi Academy. Everyone listen to me. Today is the 138th Joint Friendship Exchange Competition for students from various universities. It is a great honor for my Yuanqi Academy to hold this friendship exchange competition at my Yuanqi Academy. Thank you all for giving us the opportunity of Yuanqi Academy. I, Su Qin, represent Yuanqi Academy here to express the purest respect to everyone. Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanqi Academy, really talked too much nonsense. Sentence after sentence, sentence after sentence. Listen, it will gradually be brought into it. At this moment, for no reason, I feel my scalp numb, showing a batch of probably such a pure and sincere feeling. Thinking about this, the whole person gradually became smug, that's all. At this moment, Fang Fan felt a little drowsy. This is so. When is the head? The reason why opening ceremonies like this are rejected by many people is because there are too many meaningless nonsense. This mouth can speak better than me. It's just that one sentence, which has been repeated more than 100 times. Isn't he bored? Zhou Qiuyeo rolled his eyes, unable to complain at the moment. Snored. This guy is still the same as before, he just knows how to talk nonsense. An embroidered pillow. The great Uncle G didn't know when he came over, and then he snorted coldly and complained. Everyone looked at each other without saying anything, and fell into silence at this moment. This wave after wave, just stick to it in all aspects. Now everyone basically knows that there is a grievance between Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanqi Academy, and Taishuji. For the grievances of the older generation, they, the juniors, naturally couldn't get in the way. Since you can't talk, just hang on to it, so as not to continue to follow and make troubles. At that time, there is still a feeling of being overwhelmed. All right. The introduction just now has been finished, let's get into the main point. According to past practice, it is also to speed up the progress of the game. Our Yuanqi Academy, as well as the Bright Academy and the Dark Academy, are exempted from the first 5 rounds of competition. The remaining 60 colleges will compete in 5 rounds first. After 5 rounds of competition, the remaining 2 academies and the 3 universities will compete for the top 3 together. Su Qin, the deputy head of the Yuanqi Academy, was talking and then spoke one after another. The 3 universities still have this benefit. It's basically lying down and winning to the end. Did you paddle in the early stage? Fang Fan opened his mouth, and then said with a look of astonishment. This looks quite different.